Do you struggle to forgive? Sometimes it's difficult for us to forgive someone who cheated us, lied to us, or let us down. But is it okay for Christians not to forgive their neighbor? We see in Matthew chapter 18, verse 21 and 22, Peter, one of Jesus' disciples, came to him and asked him, "Lord, how many times should we forgive our brother who sins against us? Up to 7 times? Jesus answered, "I tell you, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. What Jesus meant here, that for Christians, forgiving your neighbor is something you do all the time. Christians practice countless forgiveness. Then Jesus went on to tell a parable about a servant who owed his master a debt that he could never possibly repay. In today's dollars, it was billions of dollars. Those listening to Jesus' story might have been sitting on the edges of their seats wondering what happened to this servant. Surely he was thrown into prison, or he sold with his family into slavery so his master can recover a portion of the debt. But Jesus' answer was unexpected. We see in Matthew chapter 18, verse 27, Jesus said, "The servant's master took pity on him, canceled his debt, and let him go." We see that Jesus used this illustration to show us what God has done for us. We have racked up a spiritual debt that there's no way we could repay it to God. As Jesus' story goes on, the servant who had a great debt forgiven goes out and sees his fellow servant who owes him a little bit of money, grabs him, shakes him, and throws him into prison. Witnesses reported this incident to the master. The master burnt with anger, and he threw the servant he once had pity on into prison. The point here, forgiven people forgives. The master had pity on a servant by forgiving his big debt, but the servant didn't appreciate this forgiveness, so he couldn't forgive his fellow servant. But for us as Christians, we know that our big debt is forgiven through Jesus' death on the cross. So we don't hold others' sins against them, but we cancel their debt and let them go. Why do we do that? We do that because Jesus lives in our hearts. Do you know someone who struggles with forgiveness? Share this message with them. Lead them to the truth. Truth brings peace. If you'd like to know more about forgiveness in the Bible, please go to our website, telnetwork.org. You'll see free classes. We want to equip you to share the gospel in your community. This is Pastor Karim. Thank you for joining me for today's Tel Talk. God bless.